Oh, bright. Oh, bright. God, bright. Holy bright. Jesus, bright. Oh my, bright, bro. Holy bright. Jesus Christmas, bright. Bright. Okay. Um. 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 Whoa, did not mean to do that. No. Oh. No. No. Okay, hold up. Let me. God, this is. No, I did not want to do that. This is off to a terrible start. Actually, no, I don't want it to be that one. um. Let me just fix this. Um. Uh, do I want it? Oh. Oh, I don't know if I. Oh, that's a good one. Yes. Okay. You have no idea what I'm doing right now. Okay, it's updated for the first time in like 2 or 3 weeks. Okay, the song of the day has been updated. Thank God. Got that done. Do I want to talk about the song of the day? I hate that I have to ask that. Because I do not have too much time. I'm just kind of waiting for Chef. I don't know what I want to do. Sure. Okay, let's see. I'll do the song of the day until Chef gets here. Because he wants to watch I Wanny Hug That Game Gator. Dim. Whoa. Oh, I forgot that was my friend's Discord name. Ow, my lip. Oh shit, I need chapstick, dude. God, it'll be fine. Okay, actually, song of the day. Do we want to call? I don't know if we want to call. I don't know if anybody wants to call. Well, it's a single player game, so I don't know if anybody wants to call. Okay, fine. I'll do the song of the day until Jeff gets here to watch the gator hugging game. It's pretty song of the day. Exclamation mark song of the day is We're Alive by Cavetown. Now, this is a big switch up from the main genres that we've been listening to. Past few weeks, we've been doing metal. Like, Death Heaven. We've been doing Divide Lay Pony, Monarch of Monsters. We've been exploring, who was it? Corroding Soul. We've been doing a lot of metal. And so, since you just want the Gator game, since we've been doing so much metal, and there's actually more sort of math rock type stuff coming out tonight, which, oh my god, I'm so excited for. We got, if I'm being well, I can show the album cover. I can't show the album cover for Monarch of Monsters. It's part of the story. I know I made an announcement about this, but the Mars Volta is dropping an album tonight in half an hour. Which, let me just quickly say, the Mars Volta is one of my favorite bands ever because they are one of the most creative bands I've ever heard. If you don't know the Mars Volta, they formed out of the ashes of a very influential band called At the Drive-In, who was sort of like one of the main bands who like was very performative on the stage, and by that I mean their stage presence was crazy. They were the first people to kind of do like the things where you would like, there was some of the main people to do things like you're jumping off things on the stage, you're like on your speakers and you jump off, or you like you swing your guitar around your neck and then catch it and then play, or like doing really overly freaking crazy stuff on stage. But their music was very good. It's dissonant, but that's where it shines. And the Mars Volta was these two people from the old band and a few others, a few other new people. But this is the main singer. This is the lead guitarist, I think. But let me say, Deloused in the Comatorium is one of the best albums I've ever heard. Francis the Mute is one of the best albums I've ever heard. Have not listened to this, but they're dropping one tonight, and the countdown just started last night. So I only just found out about this. But real quickly, we're going to listen to the Cavetown song, We're Alive. Very different from what we've been listening to before. But I just really wanted to give Cavetown more appreciation, because I've realized the past few weeks, like, as I listen to things like Monarch of Monsters and so many other things like that, like Shoots by A Cloudy Sky, I realized, how do people make music so good? How are people this goddamn creative? Like, I want to be a musician, but I don't know how I'm ever gonna create music this creative, especially in Monarch of Monsters' case. But I'm just gonna play this song just to appreciate it. Let me mute myself. I'm gonna mute myself and restart it just to get this beginning, because it's a very good beginning. But I was just listening to this on vinyl earlier, crocheting as well with it. Oh my god, it's so good. So, We're Alive by Cavetown. Also, listen for those vocal layering and the vocal chords. Like chords as in like the chord of like multiple notes together. So good. Okay, here we go. So that's the song. I feel like I do have like maybe one or two qualms about it, which is mainly the ending is very abrupt. At least personally, I wish that last part went on just a little longer, because that is such a great drop into the very climactic ending. Um, but it's a very good song, and it's especially this album as a whole, for how early in Cavetown's career this was. Dude popped off. Like, dude is a crazy artist for how early this was. I think this was his first ever full album, just period. And for a first album, I know he was doing music before this, like a while before this, but for a first actual album that he dropped, it's a crazy good album. Meteor Shower, I think, is the best song. Devil Town, maybe slightly below this one. I mean, like, they're all very good songs. I think Meteor Shower is the best one. So creative, so good. Anyway, that's just a little bit of Cavetown. Might be exploring more into Cavetown later. But we gotta listen to Monarch of Monsters again. We gotta listen to Kid A. We gotta listen to the Mars Volta album. Probably gonna do another re-listen of the Deafheaven album too. Gotta listen to a different Deafheaven album as well. God, we have a lot of music. Say the least. And also, I kind of want us to listen to Jackman by Jack Harlow. Not a big Jack Harlow fan, but my friend really suggested it, and he doesn't like Jack Harlow either. So, I mean, he said that this album was really good. Also, got to watch people watching. This won't be the last time. God. Okay. Time for Gator Game. Time for Gator Game. We gotta get to this quick. Because, again, I don't have too much time. I don't have too much time these days. So let's just get in the Gator Game. Let's just get in the Gator Game. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let me switch this off, switch this on. Switch this to not full screen, specific window. Let's just say Xbox Game Bar. Yeah, sure. Okay, let's see. Can you hear this? No, you cannot. How about now? There we go. Okay, let's just do the Gator Game now. Let's do the Gator Game. Chef, you ready for the Gator Game? Ready for over explanations of things? Let's do it. Let's do it. Okay, so last time I was right in my concern about how Olivia would take it, but can't blame her for taking it that way. That's just kind of how she's gonna take it. But we have to use our chance to try to get to her. Is the best way. Like, I mean, like... Okay, why is my chair so freaking movie today? Whoa, I'm, like, turning this way, and I cannot stop. Okay. God. I wonder if I can tighten my chair. Let me try to tighten my chair, dude. I don't know if this will work. Did not work. Okay, we'll be fine. Actually, it kind of worked. Never mind. Let's keep my feet down. But we gotta try to get to Olivia, as in, like, sit down, talk, make it up, because we can't blame her for feeling that way, but we have to, but she shouldn't have to feel that way about someone trying to help. So we gotta do that. I was doing everything but Gator Game. My bad. My chair's really moving today. Really wobbly. Okay. So she's mad at us. No, not mad. Disappointed. That's right. She had a disappointed gaze. Fascinating. History class is as blind as it usually is. Brockling continues prattling on about some historical event. But most of my attention is on Olivia. She has her hoodie on over her head and she looks lost in thought. That altercation must have shaken her up more than I thought it would be. Part of me wants to ask if she'll be okay. Okay, so the difference... So the fact that... Okay, yeah. Even though I already asked 3 times already. Wait. The last thing I wanted to do was prod at her. Soon enough, class nears its end, and Olivia uses her accommodation to leave the class early. Besides, we can talk about it after school, if she wants to anyways. The more I think about it, the more I realize I had my first real confrontation with a bully at school. I'd heard once that when you get into a fight for the first time, you throw up from the adrenaline. No fists were thrown, but I feel about the same right now. I wring my hands together to try to steady them. I mean, that's an interesting... Okay, I've never heard that before, that you throw up from the adrenaline. I mean, I've been close to fights before. Like, close to being in fights. I've thrown a punch before. And it's not... I mean, like, it is very... It's very, very... Shakes you up a lot. Shakes you... You get very, very... Like... I'm a good boy. I'm a good boy, too. Jeez, I'm a wuss. Stood up for Mia for Olivia and end up in this mess. The final class ends. I'm set free for the day. Okay. Stepping out of St. Hammond's main entrance, I'm surprised to see my friends huddled together in a tightly knit group. Discussing? I usually don't see any of them after school. I always assumed they left as soon as the bell rang. Hey guys, what's going... Inko! Damien looks exceptionally worried as he glances at me. Inko, you believe me, right? Pardon? Olivia's nostrils flare with an exasperated snort. I didn't mean for any of that to happen. What's the matter, Damien? When Mia asked about the nickname stuff from so long ago, I just blurted it out. She didn't say she'd use it for something so unscrupulous. I'm ashamed it took me more than a moment to figure out what was happening. Guess Damien feels culpable for what Mia said, but why? You don't know what that word means. Who cares? Inko, really, I didn't mean it for any of that to happen. Hey, I believe you, man. Your heart was in the right place. Olivia told us what happened with Mia, calling her some nickname. Damien leans back over an unresponsive Olivia, hands spread in supplication. She says you were there too. I was, yeah. Olivia, you loved that nickname way back when we were kids. Damien's words were dismissed with a roll of her smoky eyes. You really didn't mean it, Olivia. I know already! For a split second, she bore row upon row of sharp teeth before gnashing her maw in frustration. Olivia's nostrils flare out with a huff of hot breath again. I could practically see everything from her day finally weigh on her. You were just being you again, Damien. Sometimes I wish you weren't. Whatever. There's a grittiness to her voice once more, but she continues on. She holds her canteen up to her lips, but drops it immediately. Empty again. The grit in her voice is back, but she presses on. And a nickname is just that. A nickname. I don't want to hear it again. Especially from her. And especially if it's just going to get under my skin. Olivia stares at Damien for a while before breaking contact to gaze at Liz and I. Why not? Wait, did I say that? Yes, you said that, Inko. God damn it. Why did I just ask that? It just kind of came out. Fascinating question, but it's not how you ask it. At all. Liz notices Damien is still organizing his thoughts. Seeing as neither of the others are going to answer coherently, she sighs. Well, I wasn't around for this, but when they were freshmen in middle school, Damien and Olivia would take the bus every weekend to an arcade in the city. Guess he came up with the nickname around then, and it stuck. That's a half right, but I didn't come up with it. I brought a chunk of change for us to play stuff with each other. Okay, what is he doing? A match on just about anything. There was a quarter. Probably still is. But I don't think I won even once. when she stood to win something, it was like a switch went off in her head. Never seen Olivia get like that. Some of the teenagers were watching too. They saw everything. A couple challenged her. They ran out of cash, and sure enough, she ended up clearing the house all afternoon. It's like she'd talk about school all week until we could go back home for more. It only took like a month for her to be recognized as some local champion. Sometime along the way, when people started calling her Hot Wheels, I don't remember really who or when, but I do know proof she got fire in her. Wow. Yeah, that's fun back then. Guess I forgot I wasn't supposed to bring it up. Have things really changed that much? And you did it. Again. Damien hisses to himself. Sorry. Just can't help yourself. But you're right. That was the best time of my life. Name Hot Wheels belongs to 10-year-old me, not current me. Interesting. Okay. Fascinating. The unembracing of the past. Oh. Ooh. Childish, she thinks it is. You know, I'm trying to learn to embrace my childhood nicknames. Izzy. Hey, that's a great story. Be recognized so well that you get a cool nickname sounds amazing. Being a champion, being a winner. Why all the disdain for the title? I'm not. You didn't have a childhood nickname? Izzy was my nickname only because it wasn't even my nickname. By nickname, it was like my grandpa's, like my grandpa and his sister call me Izzy. Some people call me Izzy. Just because, like, they think it's cute. And I'm like, fine. Okay. But I've been Isaac my whole life. Now this, though. I'm not. We just called her a winner, a champion, and she said, I'm not. It's fascinating. It's really fascinating. The lack of, like, she doesn't like herself, clearly. Or at least, she doesn't have confidence in herself, for herself. And I assume that's because of the extenuating circumstances of her not being able to use her legs. And that could be a couple things. That could be, I mean, I believe that's probably led by a few things, like, you know, the fact that maybe she realized, or she thought that because of her condition, people would treat her differently, which, that's true. People, I mean, like, people will treat you with more, like, you get accommodations and stuff like that in school, but she sees the difference as a bad thing, and that, you know, being not normal, quote, is bad. And that difference is something that is not, at least this is what I think she thinks, is that difference is not acceptable, especially because of Mia. Because clearly she's been bullied about this. Especially based on the last thing. So, that brings up a thing that also happens in real life, which specifically, I'm going to bring up a concept called internalized racism. And that's basically when somebody, like, let's say somebody, like a group of bullies another kid for being a different race. That can often result in that person hating themselves because they are the race that they are. They hate themselves because they're different. And it's very interesting, and it's quite a crazy, terrible thing. And that's just one of, like, different things. Like, generally, when someone is bullied, tend to see that thing that they are bullied for as bad and as the cause of the bullying, which is not really the case. It's very interesting. I feel like I'm less, like, set today. I don't know why. I feel like I'm less set. This is interesting. That's... So, because... I mean, it's very telling about how school society kind of works, especially in public school and stuff like that. When so many times, often, people can be treated incredibly, but then one group of people can treat them badly, and that can bring things down like a million levels. And that's tough to not only learn but move past. And like, it's very interesting how people kind of work that way. Oftentimes when I do this as well, we focus on whatever bad things people say and less on the good. But oftentimes you'll find that people say more good things than bad. And it's very interesting. But anyway, went off on a big 180 there. So Olivia, we just called her freaking winner, champion, because she was. She said she's not. Okay. What? I'm not a winner anymore. Envy. Interesting. Because you don't go to the arcade anymore? It's the one I'm thinking of. It's only like half an hour away. Olivia looks at Liz like she just recommended everyone watch the newest Netflix anime. Well, if this story is anything to go by, I'd like to see you be a winner again. Olivia's breath seems to hitch for a moment. Okay. Hearing somebody say that they want her to win. That thing is, that's so interesting, because that's such a simple thing. It's such a interesting sentence, like, I want you to win. And not in like a competitive sense where like you're in a competitive thing, you're like, you know what? I want you to win. But like truly, genuinely, from like a friend to a friend or anything like that. Or like, I want you to win. And generally, this is a thing that can come, like words that can be said in like closer relationships and stuff like that, is that like, I want you to win. I want you to be a winner. Is such a meaningful set of words. And I know this from personal experience. Mainly just because I've heard it in song lyrics and I've realized how much that adds. Like, I'm like, oh my god, that adds so much. But it clearly touches Olivia here. And it's so interesting. It's so interesting. And it's also like it can show how meaningful words can be to people. even if it's just a thing in passing, you know, like a sentence in passing to you. I'm sure these guys want to see it too. Damon's the one that dragged you out to our lunch table all this time, right? Look at him. He's nearly keeled over because he's afraid of losing that part of you. It's so fascinating. Oh, it's so fascinating to bring this attention away from how she feels about herself and more so how others feel about her, to show that, you know, other people really think you are great and really want to connect with you. And you shouldn't feel like you can't not only connect with other people, but connect with yourself. Because truly these things that your brain tells you to think about yourself, these things that your brain tells you that are bad, that you shouldn't like about yourself, are things that you shouldn't need to worry about. And your brain is just lying to you. Because people love you for that. Is that this actually brings me back to one of the most interesting things I've seen, and one of the most interesting audios that I've ever heard. And it went along the lines of, there is someone that you know whose face lights up whenever they see you. And that's not because of what they can gain from you. That's not because of how they can use you. That's just because of you. That's just because you are you. And I was like, yeah, that's true. It's just something that people should notice. That is really there, you know, and can show one that they really aren't bad. That they aren't really a burden, they aren't unpleasant, they're great. They can make people's face light up. You can make people's face light up. Just from being there. And that's very powerful. It's so interesting. And Liz, I think I'd like to see why you and Damien are really close friends. Yeah. Just as quick as I gained the bravados to speak up, my words left me immediately. I think I accidentally put Olivia on the spot there. Whoops. Well, her tail rolls along the ground a bit in contemplation. If you guys really care that much about it, I wouldn't mind it from you guys. Hey! Did her face move? No, it was just Damien. Oh! All at once, Damien lights up. Yes! Alright, Hot Wheels is back! You guys now refers to Liz and Inko. Ha ha! Damien's shoulders drop for a moment, but he quickly recovers. Hey, if we're getting that name out again, we should go visit the arcade together sometime. I'd rather not. Okay, then how about a better name, like Death Roll? Olivia swings her tail around to trip him, but he's fast enough. He's just fast enough to jump over it. Damien's words flood out as he contemplates new nicknames for Olivia to try and appease her, many of which are shot down by her or leave Liz and I chuckling. Hey! Gradually, our giggles died down, and the four of us chatted a bit more about the day in general. God damn, I spent so long on that scenario. That's my bad. Do you think I was productive with that? Do you think I was productive with that? Because god damn. I was a lot of yapping. Gradually, our giggles died down, and the four of us chatted a bit more about the day in general. Eventually, Damien and Liz headed their respective ways, with Olivia deciding to stick around. Most of the school is filtered out. Loved it. Oh, my heart! Hell yeah! Dude, whoa! 1 page per minute, best rate. Dude. Real. Yeah. Dude, my heart. Thank God. Peak game. Real. This is a peak game. This is low-key peak. I keep forgetting to read this and I keep clicking. Do you even pay attention to their faces? Sometimes. I mean, I'm generally paying attention to what I'm saying, but I do pay attention to their faces. Like, she gets angry and swings his tail. Oh, you even pay attention to their faces. I see. I do pay attention to their face. I was like, I added do. Like, I wouldn't notice that. Hey. I'm very good at social stuff. I'm very good at psychology. It's my thing. It's my thing. Most of the school has filtered out of their various homebound rides to their after-school activities, leaving Olivia and I all alone. It's very interesting. Hey, I'll roll with you. Oh, really? I mean, I don't mind, of course. Yeah, it's nothing. The house is only a few blocks away anyway. Besides, I'm sure someone would beat you up and take your lunch money if I didn't. Plenty of time to make it to the next train, so the two of us take it easy. Sun finally managed to break through the autumn clouds, making the walk almost unseasonably warm. Man, I thought the last day of summer was weeks ago. Huh, it was. Don't mind it staying warm longer though. Feels pretty great to me. Olivia gets her chair an extra hard push, letting herself glide by unaided for long enough to stretch out her arms to bask in the sunlight. Okay, now this is something that I also do. Freaking just like walking and then just freaking like enjoy the sound of nature and the freaking heat and stuff like that. This like the sun. It's kind of a thing that happens. And this one, oh shit, this kind of reminds me of, I don't know the endings, you better not spoil them. Whatever the best one is, I'm gonna get that, because I'm thinking pretty hard about this. I'm going really in depth with everything that I see. This kind of reminds me, actually, of the Bitter and Blunt music video, because I remember I did the deep discussion on that about just the conception of a music video, just someone walking down a street, and how during times of tribulation and stuff like that, things like walking down the street, just passing other people, just being out in life, just kind of going, just living in the outdoors, feeling that sun and stuff like that. It's so calming, so incredible. And that, things like that have a major tie to mental health as well. And here we have another case of it. I have my own cases of it, definitely. In the Bitter and Blunt music video case, I think that's a case of it. It's very interesting. It's so interesting. I love it so much. I might have figured you'd like the heat. Oh, what? Because I'm a dino? No, not like that. I'm just playing. Relax. Pretty touchy on that stuff, aren't you? Two of us finally make it to the train platform, nestled as it is off the main street. I could see the train a few blocks away, our walk timed up with its arrival perfectly. I just think it's important to be educated, is all. Even if you're, the only human at our school? Olivia flashes me a cheeky grin as my train pulls up. Got to admit, but her mischievous nature is a little infectious. As the train doors open, I leave Olivia with one final jab, something I know she'd appreciate. Hey, whatever you say, Hot Wheels. I neatly dodge out of the way of her slashing claws, snapping smartly onto the train doors as the train doors close. That's fire. That's fire. This is also an interesting thing. I've seen that when people get really comfortable, teasing often becomes a thing that is, can be more heartwarming, actually, and more, fun in a way. It's interesting. It's very interesting. Can't exactly yell right now, because it's pretty late. Ico, you son of a bitch! Get back! Get back here. Fire dip. Yell. This is a fire punch. Love it. Love it so much. As the doors ding shut behind me, I can see an irate and still blushing Olivia waving her fists as the train begins to pull away. Excuse me. Did you see that? Excuse me. First time I've seen her legs. Excuse me. Oh god. There's a poor way. Still giggling, I managed to squeeze myself a neat next to a yellow-scaled woman, smelling faintly of hot dogs. That's very funny. That's very funny. Hey, pay attention to this part. You know, I may pay for that comment later. Probably. Look at her face. It was totally worth it. What's with the pan down? Just broken? A bug, maybe? Guys, did I find a bug? I think I found a bug. Unless this was intentional somehow. But it's clear that through the blushing, it's interesting because that shows a sign of respect. In a strange connection way. It's very interesting. Like, she views him highly, clearly. As the school year progresses, time skips, more time skips. I really wish there wasn't time skips, and by that I mean I just want this to go on as long as possible because this is such a good game, and I love freaking yapping. As the school year progresses, the days start to feel like they're moving along much faster. Part of it may be the change of the season, however slight that change may be. While the calendar says it's officially fall, the only thing I've really noticed was the increasing number of clouds in the sky. Better safe than sorry, though, which is why I brought my fancy compact carbon fiber umbrella. Still, things have started to be routine for me in the mornings. Wake up, throw on my clothes, consider eating breakfast before realizing I'd wreck my stomach, walk to the station with a feather-light umbrella in hand. Hey, there he is. There's Mr. Ferris. Wouldn't you know it, I ended up having another chat with Mr. Ferris on the ride to school. Hello, Mr. Nito. How are you doing this morning? Doing fine, sir. Thank you. How are you? I'm doing well. Gotta try to get... I'm doing well. Okay. It's a little loud. Hold up. Let me turn this down a little bit. So, my niece told me over the weekend that you and Olivia were in a predicament of some sort. Yeah. Dude, he's gonna... Dude! Is he gonna freaking, like, start flying through the sky? Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Yeah. Olivia was being picked on by someone. It's not a problem anymore. I see. Well, that's unfortunate to hear, and strange considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. Mary Poppins, y'all, I miss Yondu. Me too! Dude. Yondu, no! God. Dude was actually such an awesome character, dude. Freaking... God. W-Dad, man, real. May not have done it any much of it right, or whatever he says. That's... Oh, dude, that was a sad scene, bro. Anyway. I miss Yondu. Okay, this is interesting. Considering the substantial funding the school gets for anti-student harassment programs. That is another point where I can bring up Mia's privileged position. Very interesting. Okay, I could technically tie this to a few things. So Mia has a very privileged position, especially with her relationship with Ben. I mean, that could be a factor. Could be. Again, I'm going to emphasize could be, because I'm just kind of making connections that, could be. Also, could be that the school somehow does not put its anti-student harassment program funding or like section in the right place. Like it uses its funding and stuff like that for the wrong things to prevent things like anti-student harassment programs, which, I mean, like, things that I feel like would prevent would be like check-ins with people, or, you know, more emphasis on counseling, more things like that. More emphasis on, like, ties is the best way. Like, open ties. Like, ties to people that can help, that feel a lot closer and a lot better. Counseling. God. But there's also a lot of other things. That's just, like, one of many things. But anyway, God, I went off again on something that wasn't actually part of the discussion. What good is all that tax money if classmates are still ragging on each other? But it's interesting because it's not like you can just stop people. It's not like you could just make people stop by putting more money into it. Is that I kind of feel like this kind of thing is summarized in the schools view as just something that if they get more funding for, then it'll go away. Which is not true. Is that things like this are very underlying and go way deeper than any of them want to address. Any of them want to address. They don't want to address the deeper thing because that's too much work. I don't know. Well, I don't know why they don't want to address the actual deepness of how not only relationships but people work, how people grow, how psychology works. They don't want to address that. Not only in a productive way, but really at all when it comes to things like this. They just say, don't bully. I expect that to work. It's very frustrating, if I'm being honest. And of course, there has been some solution to that in smaller schools. Is that when in smaller schools, in those smaller communities, things tend to be way more tight-knit. But that provides less diversity, which means it's less spread out, and it's more, restrictive of, like, that community is socially more restrictive than other communities. That's why small schools are, like, sometimes good. Usually, the community's mostly all of a very similar demographic and things like that. So it's an interesting dilemma. It's a very interesting dilemma. And it's very complicated. Thing is, they don't want to address how complicated it is. Why? I don't know. I do not know. If it means anything, Olivia knows how to handle herself. I was there to support her. That's fine, but the issue is that this sort of thing shouldn't be happening to begin with. He's not wrong. But the way they try to stop it is not the way. That aside, Liz has gotten somewhat enthusiastic recently regarding Olivia. She's surprised at how animated she's gotten. It's because of our character. Ever since that get-together at Randall's place, I think. I'd worried you'd have something to do with it, no? Maybe a little. Yeah, it was certainly rocky in the beginning, but we've been warming up to each other. It's nice seeing a different side of her, even if it's brief. I don't know. Can I take credit for that? We all have unique chances to make a change, Chico. We all have unique chances to make a change. Oh. Whew. Is that... Okay. If you're good at grasping them, That in itself is something to be proud of. This speaks to me. How do you know if it's really a chance to do anything? Well, that's a deep, reverberating chuckle. Well, to flip our usual script and let you in on an old phrase, a friend of mine once told me, if you see a fork in the road, take it. Fascinating. Okay. Yeah. Thanks, Mr. Ferris. Interesting. I like my mornings. The school days have become more routine. Like my mornings, school days have become more routine as well. Slave through PE with Damien, see Olivia's new doodles and sketches in art class, watch Liz lose her mind, tutoring Damien at lunch, talk shop with Ben. Ben. Though now I have to avoid Mia like the plague, because she's surely out to kill me. All that said, I think St. Hammond is really my best school experience out of... Man, I lost count now how often I moved. Must be the fresh head drama. As for today... Oh god. It's been raining pretty often recently, so Coach Solly made us play more dodgeball in the gym. She's gonna kill him. Mia was definitely gunning for me, the way she launched him at me with the speed of a catapult. I rest in Iatacon's class, popping my spine against the curve of my chair. Hell yeah, man, I do that too. Hold up, let me just move my mic real quick. Oh shit, it's not happening. Oh, never mind, it just happened. Like, really bad. I just got like 1 million and... God. Anyway. Apparently today's a short day because of some assembly. So the period will end much earlier than usual. Also means we get most of the period to slack off, do homework. I glance at the desk next to me in the hopes of catching Olivia's latest artistic masterpiece when I notice she's not drawing, and instead only fidgeting. Hey Olivia, you seem a bit nervous. Everything alright? Oh, yeah, sorry, it's just that I've been hearing rumors that the school's shared drive might have been corrupted. Wait, really? Yeah, really. How could something like that happen? I'm not sure, but I'm scared that it might have messed with the art contest submissions. Could this still... I feel like my prediction of earlier might be a little off, which my prediction was in fact the thing where it was like, oh, I feel like Olivia submitted a thing to, in place of Inko's, to like get him a prize. I feel like that prediction is probably wrong, but it's clear that she definitely worries about him. I think you should check your entry on the website just to make sure it's okay. Technology, don't fail me now. With urgency, I take out my phone and type in the school's website. Fast fingers lead me to the art contest lab. Art contest tab. Can this loading bar get any slower? Finally, the page loads in and... Oh. Looks like the submissions have been closed. What? I held the phone up for Olivia to show her the page. The submissions have been closed since voting started last week. Oh. Okay. I'm not gonna go further just yet. Not this moment. Because I want to try to predict what this means. So it's clear that she had something planned based on that. Okay, now what could she have planned? Do you think she could... What if my prediction was right and I was just smack dab right on the head? We'll see. But she might have been trying to submit her own thing. Maybe potentially Inko gave her the confidence to try to make another submission? I don't know. Jeez, I thought Mr. Iatacon had spooked me. Olivia's all seized up. Well, that's quite reassuring. With the submissions closed, there's no chance of any hacker messing with them. Olivia doesn't seem convinced, still drumming her fingers on the desk. Hopefully she'll feel loads better when the preliminary winners are revealed. Speaking of which, As the bell sounds, the class begins to pack their things, and Iatacon corrals everybody into a single file line. Alright everybody, we have an assigned row, so stick together. Before I join the rest of the line, I look back at Olivia, who seems to be stalling. Clearly still... Okay, so this is clearly weighing very heavily. Come on, I'll walk with you. Seems to stir something in her. She glances up to me while hastily shoving a notebook into her bag. Yeah, I'm coming. Lingering, she's very caught on this. This is it, okay. As we head out the door, I notice Olivia's shuffling her hoodie a lot. Okay, nervousness. A thing that people tend to do very, very often is that when they're nervous, they mess with things. I do it. It's usually like if they're wearing a hoodie, the hem of their hoodie or the hem of their shirt on their wrist. I mess with my bracelets. I just kind of mess with my bracelets anyway, but there's like this little bit here. It's like a little off. It makes this rattling sound. And I literally mess with that all the time. But, like, again, shifting, picking at your fingers, I do that all the time. Picking at the skin of your fingers. Kind of like slightly maybe more kind of shuffly breathing even. But it's very clear that they want to to notice this, that she's very tense. She's very nervous. And this could be for her, but I feel like it's nervous for us, and that's interesting. It could be nervous for her, though. It could be nervous for both, honestly. But it's very clear that she's nervous and cares about somebody. Whether it be us, her. I assume it's, like, it's somebody. And that's very interesting in contrast to how she was when we first met her. And I think it's probably us. Very interesting. So, Inko is noticing this too. I mean, I don't think she really cares about herself. Yeah, it's very, like... I feel like... Yeah. Yeah, I want to believe that she cares about herself, but it's clearly not, especially based on the last thing that happened, or that last, like, little... Well, it's very clear that she doesn't. I feel like she's building more towards caring about herself after she accepted that we would try to... After we showed her that, like, man, people care about you, you know? But I don't think she's reached that point yet. I do not think so I think she definitely cares about us a lot, and I think that when we show her how much we care about her, she'll care about us, everything. She'll realize the boom. Who's that? Oh, okay, it's just a background. Okay, it's not a long walk to the auditorium, and despite Eoticon's best attempts, most of the class splinters off to sit with their friends. Having expected this, he shrugs and makes his way over to the back of the auditorium where the other teachers are. Olivia and I are left struggling crowd trying to filter through the crammed theater of the school. It's going to be difficult finding some seats. It's fine. I have a spot. Olivia wheels herself down the pathway, to which I follow suit. She heads down the aisle until we're at the first row of seats. There's a vacant spot where a typical seat would be, with a faded handicap sign. Olivia parks her chair into the empty spot, to which I take the seat next to her. Best seats in the house, right? Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. That's interesting, but okay, just a little nice thing. Clearly smiling. I feel like there's something even deeper to this, which it clearly doesn't seem like it, but I feel like there is. It's so interesting how now there's like such a interesting dynamic between Olivia and Inko now. And I think she wants to say things to try to connect with Inko. Subconsciously. I do that too. A lot of people do that actually. You know, like when things get slightly quiet, but they're with somebody that they want to connect with. You know, saying something too about the situation at hand. It's very upfront. It's kind of the first thing that comes to mind. Inko X Olivia, it's definitely gonna happen. Can't complain. As the hall fills with more students, my anticipation rises. Oh man, I can hardly wait for the announcements. So, do you think I have a chance? Huh? Oh, maybe. Photography isn't super popular, but Olivia folds her hands in her lap, staring straight ahead as her voice trails off. Okay, it's definitely about... Okay, now I'm... Oh, my mind is like freaking going back and forth between several things. Photography's not that... She said photography's not that popular. That is something that I was kind of thinking about a little bit before. I didn't mention it. But the fact that this is an all, like, mostly art school where people draw and do these beautiful paintings and stuff like that. And then the difference between painting and photography, how they could both be incredibly beautiful, but they're so different. Like, and how that could potentially be a drawback to Inko's submission and stuff like that, and how she might be worrying about the outcome of that because it's a photo, because he does photography instead. Maybe she's worrying about that because she doesn't want him to feel out of place like she does, which I don't think that would be a causer of that. But there's also kind of clashes with the thing with Mia's friends before, where based on how they were... So I originally thought that they were just messing with us. And then there was like that one moment where they were just like, they realized the situation they were in, but then they sweep that away. Maybe they weren't messing with us, is potential. I knew that, but I'm still hopeful. Hey guys. I have to remind myself that this is normal. Hey Liz. Can't believe it's finally here. Gosh, I'm so excited. Me too. By the way, where's Damien? God. Hey guys! I'm over here! Damien is in the far back of the auditorium, yelling and waving hands in the air to catch our attention. He's gonna get in trouble for that. Frills! Sit down! Damien immediately stops and takes his seat. With tempered expectations, we both sit in silence for just a few minutes before Principal Scaler walks on stage and taps on a standing microphone. Okay, everyone, we've got a whole bunch of important announcements to make, so I'll make them quick so we can all have an early lunch. As soon as the idea goes for an early lunch is brought up by Principal Scaler, the entire room goes silent as vigil. Guess when it comes to an early lunch, it's unserious business. Over the next 15 minutes, Principal Scaler goes over the important... Olivia's really not liking this. Important events coming up in the school year. Really not enjoying this. Also, I love Damon's head. It's the tip of his head back there. I want to see if that changed a little bit. I would consider standard things like... Most I would consider standard things like pep rallies for the sports team, or bake sales to fundraise for an upcoming field trips, or she's giving... She sold me giving me real. Thing is, we have to have assembly at every morning, and so it's like, this is so real. This is so real. Chef, that meal. Yes. Okay, so the way that it works is that every morning there's a presentation. Every morning there's a presentation that, that made a perfect clap. Yo, I could hear that from across the galaxy, bro. The way that it works is that a teacher is meant to do a presentation on something that they want to present on every single morning. So it's a different teacher every morning, usually. But it gets so boring. It gets so boring. Oh my god, it gets so boring. Some have been interesting, but it's usually just like sitting there for 45 minutes. Not 45 minutes, like 30. Not like 25. Still, sucks. And even something new about our clubs being formed, such as the Japanese Animation Appreciation Society. AP Appreciation. Worst I've ever had was every Friday. That was in elementary school. It's pretty bad. Every day. That's why I'm leaving. Not the best acronym, if I had to say. Otherwise, it's all mostly boring housekeeping stuff when one got right down to it. I almost wonder why such announcements warranted an assembly when the mood suddenly shifts with Scalar's next big announcement. Now that we got our main stuff out of the way, I've saved the best announcement for last. St. Hammond is proud to announce the 5 semifinalists for the annual Fresh Start Art Contest. She's looking to... She is kind of doing that. You're getting good at this. You're getting good at this. You're getting good at this. Cheers, applause, and roars. Cheers and applause roars. Loud enough to make my ears ring. I feel like that could be something. I feel like that genuinely could be something. Her eyes are technically like looking at him in a way. Make my ears ring. Yet I'd be lying if I said I also wasn't excited for the reveal of who had made it to the semifinals. She definitely is happy about this. Maybe I was giving myself a bit too much credit, but I really wanted to be among those semifinalists. I can almost taste victory, in fact. Okay, Olivia's very sad. She's, uneasy. She's very tense. I assume it's gonna say something about her messing with something again. Like if she was bored, she'd be looking up another Inko. Yeah. I want to check back on the other fonts. I want to check back on the other sprites later to see if it changed, because that would be very interesting. But I feel like position anyway, even if they didn't change, would make sense. It's definitely gonna mention something about her like scratching or messing with something, I think. Turn to the face of Olivia and prepare to cheer alongside her, but I'm stopped in my tracks when I notice that, unlike the rest of her peers, Olivia seems to be uneasy about the prospect. Almost scared, even. Before I can ask Olivia why her sudden change in mood, Scalar continues with her next words, cutting my train of thought off. I don't know. Why do dinosaurs have hair? This makes no sense. That... You just caught... Dude. That is so real. Okay, why do they... I mean, it might just be because they evolved more hair than... Yo! The dinos have more hair than the human. Yo, that's so weird. If dinosaurs were cold-blooded, why didn't they have fur, to keep them warm? I mean, they couldn't do homeostasis. They couldn't maintain homeostasis. Being baldder than dinosaurs is insane. Real. I mean, I guess they have hard scales and exoskeletons, but still. Just grow hair, bro. I bet. The pieces of 5 skillful students who had beaten all the other competitors came out, followed by the names of the victors right above them. Alas, I see no photography submission in sight. I thought that would happen. At least I gave it a shot, right? Oh man, I didn't make it in. Why do they have mammal features? I assume because of... maybe just to make it more appealing to the game, but still. And true, it is technically more convenient. We do have less balance, but it is definitely more convenient for life. Be able to grab stuff. Opposable thumbs is really, like, damn. Opposable thumbs is crazy. Oh man, I didn't make it in. Liz's neck droops down like a melancholy noodle. Can't help but feel pity for the bummed out Bronchiosaurus. Bzz, bzz. Checking my phone, I see. Tell Liz to come back here, bro. Why are they sad? So neither Inko or Liz has made it in. Liz neck droops down like a melancholy noodle. Can't help but feel pity for the bummed out Bronchiosaurus. Bzz, bzz. And now, checking my phone, I see. Tell Liz to come back here, bro. Okay. I wonder what this could mean. Okay, it's clear that something has happened. Something has happened. Why are they sad? Because they didn't win. Because there's nobody in the... None of us are in the top 5. Or in the top 5 submissions. Not Liz or me. So Inko didn't make it, Liz didn't make it, so we're both sad. Kind of. Tell Liz to come back here, girl. What could this mean? Clearly something has happened. And clearly I feel as though he's being considerate with this. I'm sure Jamien's got that handled. Damn. Damn, that is funny. Probably gonna, yeah. Probably something like that. I'm sure Damien's got that handled. I feel like it's gonna be either good advice. I feel like it's gonna be either something good or something bad. I feel like this could potentially, what he's saying could potentially pertain to how Olivia's acting too. I don't know. Despite my sullied mood, I look back to the semi-final winners and can't help but be amazed by them. Each artwork is impressive in their own right, their colors blending wonderfully and the figures beautifully designed. Recording in the crowd? I don't know. That's a good question. It's easy to see why these were voted as the winners. Last one especially catches my eye. The scenic landscape with a setting sun looks stunning. I feel like it's going to be Olivia's. Not for the slate stylization of the skyline and fantastical color palette. Could probably pass off as a real photograph with some filters pasted over it. I'm no art critic yet, but if I were, I'd label it as a masterpiece and easily the best out of all of them. You gave me too attention to detail. Hey, attention to detail is good. They're recording in the crowd. I don't know why they're recording. Why are they recording? The auditorium fills with the usual kind of clapping as one would expect at an event like this. Polite with an underlying tone of disinterest, though one person felt compelled to constantly make it a piercingly high whistle. Yeah, I feel that. I know exactly what they're talking about. We're displaying the winners' art pieces in room 237. You're welcome to view them during lunch and after school today. Oh, neato. Principal Scaler continues the rest of the assembly, announcing the other events for the school and other minor reminders. Behind me, I see the teachers start psyching themselves up for the Herculean task of getting some 200 hungry dinosaur teenagers out of the room towards the lunch without getting anyone killed. Principal Scaler finishes and waves back to them to signal it's time. Alright, we're going to start adjourning to lunch. You all know how this goes, so no just going for the exit. Okay, it's interesting how we didn't check the names. I guess the names might not be important, but being in the first row, we're the first to get up. I follow behind Olivia until we make it into the hall. Hey, Olivia. She stops and turns a bit. The fact that she looked up, but her eyelids have not changed. She looks very, very defeated, but like gloomy. I feel like, Jesus, she's so anxious about the sight thing earlier. She looks a little pale. I wanted to check out the winning paintings a bit more. Want to come along? She considers for a moment. No, go on without me. I need to use the restroom. Alright, so we're at the lunch table then. I feel as though she might not need to use the restroom. It's just me though. Leah nods and starts off down the hall, following the flow of students towards the lunchroom. Let's see, the principal said it was room 237? First thing I noticed walking into the classroom is the amount of people checking out the gallery. Well, I didn't expect it to be filled to the brim with eager students. There's a decent amount of people here, about a baker's dozen or so. Maybe more will come when they finish up their lunches. Well, I'm here now. Let's take a look at the lucky winners. Pieces are all set on easels in the back of the classroom. Some desks and chairs are moved closer to the front to give each one its own space. One by one, I take a moment to give each canvas a thorough review. The auditorium screen really didn't give art justice because now I can really take in the detail of each one by being up close. I gotta speed this up because I gotta go soon. Like, real soon. Color palettes, the brushwork, the subtle nuances. Yeah, I can definitely see all of them having a good shot at getting first prize. But now, it's time to see the one I've been eager to look at since it was the first shown. From what I recall from Mr. Yatakan's lessons, it's made with acrylics, explaining why the colors of it seem more vibrant. Very vibrant colors. Very interesting painting. Yeah, I like the flowers here. That's some cool mountains. Very, like, interesting curve. Stands out in defiance to the other paintings in the contest, most of which were either violently absurdist and meaningless, or muted still lifes of ordinary objects. It's a meadow of mystifying colors, the organic lines drawing the viewer deeper into the piece, and I feel as though this would be a place I'd wake up to within a fantastical dream. There's no rigid structure or forced metaphors here, just a fantastical merger of creative expressionism and real-world beauty. I feel my fingers itching for the familiar weight of my DSLR. This is a piece that I want to immortalize in my portfolio. It's hands down the winner of the contest in my eyes. Simply must find out who made this. Now, what if I'm correct? Looks like this breathtaking show of artistic talent was created by semi-finalist winner I hit a fucking home run with my prediction. I hit a home run with my prediction. You see, this is why I'm so smart with this shit. Wait, how did I not notice that though? Okay. Okay. How did I hit a home run with my prediction, but I did not realize that his name is Incognito? That's the best thing. That's the funniest joke in this game so far. Inco probably meant Incognito, but that confirms it. How did I not notice that? Okay, how did I notice this was... How did I predict and notice that this was gonna happen? But I didn't realize the dude's name was Incognito. God damn. Home run, bro. Oh, that feels so good. Oh my god. Now I know that I'm... now I know that I wasn't just speaking nothing. And that I truly... My words truly can be right sometimes. Bald, almost never see any facial features. Yeah, that makes sense. Goofy eye outfit. That makes sense. The connections are real. God damn. Home run. I would be running first, second, third base. My arms up like... Whew. Knew it. I was the LeBron of this game. Knew it. So. Okay, so Olivia is nervous to find out that... Because I know that she's gonna take... She thinks that we're gonna take this in a really bad way as lying, but I feel like she's gonna confuse. Okay, let's think about whatever the future conversation is gonna be. We're gonna be like, no, why'd you do that? It's your painting. It was so amazing. Could have been yours. But she's gonna take that in a bad way. Definitely. 100%. I feel like us trying, like, being... She's gonna think that we're angry at her, but we're more so, like, that we don't deserve this and you deserve this, but she's gonna think that we're angry at her for that. Is my prediction for whatever the conversation is gonna be. I might have to end it pretty soon after that. After this home run. That's a problem. Ah, Inko, I'm glad you swung by. Looks like you're admiring the art contest entries. I told you that St. Hammond's artistic programs were unparalleled. That's not mine. What's that yours? Try to say more, but the words don't leave my mouth. Ben's eyes follow mine to the bottom of the painting in front of me as I watch, as he makes the same realization I do. Inko, you didn't... Did you paint this? I had no idea your style was so developed, so humble. If I had known... That's not my entry. It's not? No, mine was a photograph. But what's your name doing on this one? Must be some kind of a mistake. A million scenarios come to mind. They must have gotten the wrong name somehow. If they did, I think the real artist would have come forward by now. Then the submission website must be hacked or broken. But our school checks for stuff like that. If it was, we would have known by now. Then, Inko, you sure you didn't submit somebody else's piece by accident? I just had a connection. I just had another connection. Why would Olivia bring up... Okay, so she was clearly nervous about doing this. And I feel like... Oh, that's why her heart dropped. That's why her heart dropped so much. I feel like she was regretting doing that because of... Okay, here's my connection here. When Mr. Iadicon said that the things were... that the things were off, or that the things were not off, that the submissions were closed, you could see that her heart dropped, and she went, oh. But right before that, she had brought it up, like, oh, it was hacked, or whatever. Oh, it's like bad now, so that maybe we would check and try to get the thing fixed if we did notice. But we didn't get to notice. I think she was regretting doing that, because she thinks that we will get angry at her for doing that. And so she tried to stop it. She tried to go back on the decision. But the submissions were already closed. And so she's dreading the conversation because she feels terrible. Because she thinks we're going to be angry at her. That's my connection. That's what I think is happening here. Of course I didn't. Why would I do something like that? You're the only one who can log into your account, Inko. Suddenly, everything stops. My account. Did somebody... Look, relax, alright? We can get this sorted out. Just don't panic. Olivia We do know that she's very good with technology. Ben lowers his voice. But Inko, just to be clear... What? You didn't just get a bit of extra help, right? Ben looks at me through the edge of his glasses, eye to eye. There's some real stakes in this contest. Cheating is taken seriously. Especially fraud. She might have also been regretting doing that because there could be potential punishments for her. And for us. Where's the glasses legs thingy? What? Huh? So... huh? For Ben? Oh. Oh, I don't know. No. He doesn't even have ears. I know that reptiles just have holes for ears. How did those stay on his face? That's a very good... That's a very... Where is it? He can never take his glasses off. If dude falls on his face, it's over. Yo. 100. Dude's got drills. They're drilled into his face, dude. The bridge. Yeah, he's got like a freaking like thing here. God. He's like, it's like, it like balances, yeah. He's got, like he moves his head down, they balance, you know. God. The world echoes around me. Fraud. Makes my bones chill. There's ingenuine, faker, liar. They're all bad in different ways, but fraud is just dripping with frigid condemnation. He has a divot on his nose. He does have a divot on his nose. They do have long noses. That might be why. Still, though. That's pretty crazy. They must be squeezing him like crazy. No, I swear, I submitted a photograph. Ben relaxes his shoulders. Alright, just making sure. Sorry to alarm you. Okay, she was definitely also... Okay. 100% Olivia was also worried about the implications. The consequences that this could have. Not only on her, but on us. Clearly based on that. It's perturbing how he can go from deadly serious to jovial like a flipped switch. You gonna be alright? Sorry, I need some air. Hey, feel free. I'll let Scalar know, okay? He was born with them. He came out of the womb, and they've just grown with him. It's... Dude needed his body to correct his vision with skin. With growing glasses, dude. He's crazy. No problem, take it easy. Ben offers me an earnest smile, waving at me as he steps out of the room and down the hall. After some time, I follow him, shambling down the hall as he tries to make sense of what just happened. If we're in the hall now? Thought everybody actually liked my photography, but they all thought I was some kind of expert painter instead. I don't even know how to express it. I feel empty. Out of place, unwarranted is interesting. Thought maybe my hard work was finally paying off, but you know what that ... means? Intermission. Which means I'm gonna have to get out of here. Do it for you? Yeah, but no. Hear me out. Yesterday I had a track meet until 8 o'clock and I got home at 9 and I was pooped and I was really tired. Went to bed. School ain't that important? Yeah. I went to bed. Genuinely, for 3.5 hours, I was in that state where, like, you're half awake, but, like, half dreaming, and so you're still moving around. I think I was still, like, talking, making sounds and stuff like that, but I was, like, half dreaming, and so that was some of the worst sleep in my life. You don't dream at all? Damn. Oh, you don't dream at all. Interesting. Fascinating, actually. Huh. Well, I dream once every 3 months. Yeah, okay. Damn. Nah, but, like, last one I can remember was a school intruder. You got nightmares. Damn. Nah, but it was like I don't know, maybe you can. We typed it in, so it's gonna be there now. Yeah, that's generally how nightmares end, with death. Like, damn, that's the last one you can. Dude, I feel bad. Yeah, I feel bad. Damn, I feel bad. Oh, oh. That's crazy. Yo. Dude, I feel bad. Yeah. Uh, damn. I'm sorry to hear that. Damn. Okay. Nah, but I was like, it was months ago. At least 2 years ago by now. Yeah, okay. Still. Anyway, it was like I think I felt like I was on call, and so I was like talking. It was so weird. It was so weird, and I was like actually like talking, and like making sounds and jokes and stuff like that, but I was asleep. I was half asleep. It was, let me just say, it was really bad sleep. So I gotta freaking head out. Oh. Do you want me to blaze through this? I'll blaze through a few of these. I submitted the right entry, so what happened? Did somebody change it? And if so, how? It's such a good piece, too. What even is there to be gained by putting my name on it? Nothing. I wander aimlessly through the halls. The thought of missing lunch passes through my mind, but there's a different sort of emptiness pervading my stomach. Why is this rattling me like it is? Man, it's not like I'm in trouble or anything. Ben's helping me sort this out. because it's interesting how Inko feels now. Because he felt like he was finally being accepted. And then he realized it's all a lie. But truly, it wasn't because of him. It was because somebody submitted something with his name on it. Presumably Olivia. And so he feels empty. He doesn't feel angry. I know what this emptiness is like. It doesn't feel like anything. It's just kind of nothing. Actually, it's not nothing. Because you can feel the emptiness. It feels like lacking sort of anything that catches you away from whatever the thought is. It's interesting. I'm at a loss for even what to think right now. Oh crap. Olivia mentioned something about the server issues before. I couldn't see my submission, but was it just that? Maybe Olivia was right to be worried. No dream I wrote down. Apparently I was also a nightmare, or like schizophrenic odd dream. Schizocore. I sometimes get schizocore dreams. Writing down dreams is fun. Dream journals, dude. I gotta make another dream journal. I started one and I did not do it. I did once. I had a dream. We're going home on the bus, right? Yep. Our bus driver lets me drive the bus. Oh. Me being stupid. I don't remember a lot of my dreams. I do dream though. I do know I dream, but I don't remember a lot of my dreams. I floor the bus. Yeah. Assuming I meant to floor the gas. Yeah. And crashed into some little yellow sedan. Yeah. Yeah. And it What? What? Little schizocore. I don't remember it being in the rest of the dream. Little schizocore. So cops show up. The sedan is no longer there. We're in Chili's parking lot. This is the most real dream I've ever heard. We get let off with a warning. One of my online friends was there for some reason. Yo. And he tried to park my bike. This is the most... I have a bike. And cop starts teaching cursive. This is I have these dreams too. And then I woke up. Dude, the weirdest dreams. It's so funny. The Chili's parking lot. The switch from crashing into a yellow sedan to being in a Chili's parking lot with the cops. Then he starts teaching cursive while your friend, whose online friend, starts fixing your bike. I remember I had this dream where I was yeah, there's this dream where I was driving, and then bombs started being dropped, and there were explosions and shit like that. And then we're just driving regularly, and down a street that I know, and we're oh, the war is happening. And then I turn, and there's this giant building, and we just go up there, and all of a sudden I just walk in. I have a bag, I have things and stuff like that. And then I walk in, and it was it was peanuts. We were fighting for the peanut war or something like that. It was peanuts. And I go in and I'm okay, I'm ready. And then it was I wasn't even going for the war. And then later I wasn't even going for the war, but there were a ton of my regular friends there. And then we went through this really weird place in the building where it was this hallway that was lit, and it curved around a few times, and we got these peanut watches or whatever, or guns or something like that, and then like maps or whatever, and then they like disappeared. I had my bag. I forgot my phone. I remember. I ran back to the lobby, completely different lobby. I remember. Got my phone, and then we went into a bus that flew away as we like got into like these buses that were like on like a giant freaking runway that just like kind of flew away as the sun set, and then I woke up. Oh, and there was also like some like characters from TV shows in there. I can't remember who. Those are the most real dreams. I met the queen in my dream once. She's dead now, but it was just that, or maybe Olivia was right to be worried. Well, duh, why else would she be so nervous? My aimless walking leads me outside of the principal's office in the gala. There's that one cityscape painting from the start of the school year. I love Schizo Dreams. The very first painting I ever saw here is still one of the best. A vibrant cityscape that morphs the rigid structure of urban planning into a soft and inviting utopia as if viewed from the eyes of the child. See, he's describing it the same as he described the other one. Again, I'm going to type what I said, but the sky above the city is a beautiful shade of crimson, while the radiant clouds cluster against its flank. If the art contest submission was the best painting I've ever seen, this one comes close. I can only imagine the accolades she must have gotten for painting this back then. You know, for a while I got to have that experience. Okay, so there was a roach. I'm gonna save here and go, but we're going to, because I have to go like really bad, but we're gonna listen to this story real quick. You hit it and it turned into a butterfly, but it wasn't a butterfly. That was just its wings, and it flew into your mouth. And then what? What? That was there was a roach. And then it turned into a butterfly once you hit it. But it was just wings, and then it flew into your mouth. That was the whole dream. God damn, that is a fire dream. What the hell? What? There was a roach? That's so good. I love Schizo Dreams, dude. Schizo Dreams are the most fire part of life. Okay. So, those are the only stories I wrote down. I gotta write down more. Actually, if I start dreaming more Schizo Dreams, I'll write them down. Trust. So, you DM'd your friends. Yo, that's fire. DM me the next one. Oh god. So schedule, maybe stream tomorrow. I do have a track meet on Saturday, and I am going to that. Hopefully gonna drop the 200 so that I don't have to stay there the whole day. But hopefully maybe in 3 months. Hey, there's a reason for that. There's a reason I haven't been streaming. It's probably gonna be in 3 months. So hopefully tomorrow. You meant both. Sure, buddy, you mean. It's gonna be 3 months. It's gonna be in 3 months. Yeah, I'm gonna be on an indefinite hiatus. No, I'm kidding. So hopefully tomorrow. I do have to go to bed pretty early tomorrow, just because I have a track meet Saturday. But stream tomorrow. Stream hopefully Saturday. Hopefully stream tomorrow actually. Then stream 100% Saturday. If I take a 3-month break, and then we get back to this. You have to wait 3 months to finish this. Get a schedule 1. For real. I can't have a schedule now. Because of the current school and all the work and like the weird work that they do, I cannot get a schedule. I cannot read today. Okay, how was I cooking so hard with my predictions and stuff like that? And then I cannot read Chef's messages. Once I get more money, I'll buy Schedule 1. Once I get money, I'll buy Schedule 1. Hey, it's as convenient. It's the first thing that... It's actually the first thing that showed up. God. I'm bad at reading, dude. It was probably... Well, it's because I was talking about my next stream, and then you said schedule. But it's really popular right now. Yeah, clearly. God damn. Queso was playing it right now? Oh, God. Well, I don't want to steal all his viewers. Okay, so stream Saturday 100%. Hopefully stream tomorrow. Probably going to be doing more Gator game tomorrow, because I kind of want to see the interaction between Olivia and Inko after this, because he's about to notice that Olivia did the painting. Know that for sure. Also, home run with my prediction. Actual 100% hit it straight on the head. Home run prediction from miles away. It was doing great, and great for anywhere from gameplay to just yapping streams. Real. I love yapping. I love this game so far. I don't know why I'm doing that. I should be like that one bitch that starts with an A. Thanks. Thanks, King. Got nice forearms. Whoa! Oh, you ever had that happen where you try to flex your forearms and then your hand gets stuck? I don't know why. Okay, I don't know why I'm doing. I don't know why I'm doing this. Why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Did you not know that? I swore I've done this before. I swore I've done this before. I swore I've shown that I'm just like built like a truck. Dude, hold up. I mean, my tricep is where it's at right here. My tricep is my main part. Yeah, I have a crazy sleeper build. I have like look compared to my body. Look at my body compared to my head, first of all. I'm built. Anyway, goddamn, I gotta go. Exclamation mark. Song of the day. Exclamation mark Discord. Hopefully see you tomorrow if I'm streaming more Gator game. You have good Eeps too. Have good night, Chef. Have good night, Storm. Great to have y'all here. That was a fire game. Hit that shit on the head. I feel so good about that. Home run. You better. I'll try. Have a good night. What's the challenge of the week? Challenge of the week, challenge of the day. I'm gonna do a similar one to before. Do something very calming. Get some tea or listen to a nice calming song before bed. Do something nice. Do some stretches, some nice breathing exercises, something. Just do something that makes you feel nice and calm and loose and nice. It's normal. Fucking depression song. That's real. I'm probably gonna listen to that too, honestly. That's fire. The Mars Volta album dropped. I just realized it dropped. I'm gonna listen to that on stream. I refuse to listen to that yet. I ain't looking at the lyrics. The Mars Volta album? I'm not staying up for 2 hours. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it next. I'm gonna do it maybe Saturday. Let's do it on stream. I will listen to it on stream. Not yet. God damn. That's fire. Oh, it dropped. Okay. Oh, I'm so excited.